welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And we're back with Day 2, Part 2, a plan for making decisions. We should probably throw in the word big. A plan for making big decisions, because little simple decisions, whatever, it doesn't matter. But big decisions that we're talking about here, they do matter, and making the right decision might lead you to a path of great happiness and success. Making the wrong decision might lead you to frustration and disappointment, and also just wasting time as you realize, oh, this was the wrong decision. I should go back to the other decision, but I've lost a lot of time. So can you think of some big decisions in your life that you've made, Sam, and how did you come to that final decision?
Well, I would say one of the biggest decisions I've ever made was choosing to leave my hometown, my home country, and come here to Taiwan.
Right.
That was a huge decision.
Moving away for school or work or something like that,
Yes, and so I think I originally came to this decision because I wanted to work on my language skills, and I decided I was only going to stay 1 year. So I thought, okay, this isn't such a huge decision because 1 year is not that long of a time, and then I would go back to America, and then everything would be fine.
Right.
But
yes.
It is now, what, 11 years later?
11 years later.
And I'm still here, so...
And you've got kids, husband.
Yes, so that one big decision turned into many other big decisions. And so, I think it was a huge decision to affect my life.
Okay.
But I felt like I had a good reasoning behind it, so it didn't feel as scary to actually do it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think for me too, moving away from home is always a big decision. I think I used my gut. I knew I wanted to, live in another part of the world. I used some of my experience. I'd lived in Europe as a child, and I knew I wanted to try somewhere else. And I guess with the advice, why did I come to Taiwan? People often ask me. Well, I had a friend who worked in Japan. I talked to him. I knew some people who had worked in Korea and other places. And then finally, I met someone who had worked here. And just by talking and getting advice and listening to their experiences, I decided that Taiwan would be the right place for me. So, not a huge plan, but definitely not all trusting my gut. It is good to get information. It is good to talk to people who've done it before, and you can learn from their experience and also learn from their mistakes to help you avoid those mistakes. So let's find out more about a plan for making decisions in Part 2. Our enemies think they know how we'll behave. We can use that and do the opposite. Our gut usually knows the answer in an instant. We must listen to it more. As for death, it reminds us that we won't live forever, so we must make the best use of our time. Then there's caution. It helps us realize the truth and face reality. Okay, so we are looking at making big decisions from 5 different angles. Remember this from day 1, from part 1? Those different angles were enemies, gut, death, caution, and courage. All right, so we've kind of listed them out. Let's move on to the enemies one. It says our enemies think they know how we'll behave. These are the people who don't like us, the people who want us to fail or be unhappy, unsuccessful, or something like that. And sometimes, yes, your enemies might think they know how you'll behave. Oh, I know, he'll do this, so I'll do that. And that's basically the advice. We can use that and do the opposite. So if you think you know what your enemy thinks you will do the exact opposite. Do something very different from what they expect, and then they will be surprised, and you'll always be one step ahead of that person. Because yes, opposite is basically the exact different one. All right, so if I say up, the opposite would be down. If I say hot, the opposite would be cold. If my enemy expects me to do this, then I will do that, something that is totally different, not just a little different, completely different. If my enemy expects that I will attack them tomorrow, then I won't. I will be kind to them tomorrow. I will pull back tomorrow. And they'll be like, oh, what's going on? I'm being surprised. I don't know what they will do. And that will give me a bit of an advantage or an edge.
Yes, and so this is talking about enemy, and it might sound like, why would I ever think about this because I don't have enemies? But this can be useful in things like business decisions.
Yeah.
Like, let's say your company is trying to do, maybe you're a lawyer and you need to kind of win a case against another company or another lawyer, and you have to try to think from their side, what do they think you will do and how can you respond? So there is an actual real place to use this enemy idea, but you might not think of it as an actual gonna attack you enemy, but just somebody you are on the opposite side with in business, maybe in strategy for a type of game. Maybe you're a football player and you're trying to think what the other side would do, things like that. And now our second angle that we would look at big decisions with is our gut. So this says, our gut usually knows the answer in an instant. We must listen to it more. So again, we talked about how the gut is kind of your instinct. It means like you're using all this experience and feeling and all of that, and it's going to just tell you right away whether something is right or wrong. And that is an instant. In an instant means no time at all, just right then. So you're not waiting around 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Nope, it happens immediately, in an instant, right away.
In a very, very quick time or a very short time. As for death, this is another angle. As for death, it reminds us that we won't live forever. Okay, so we're not thinking, will this kill me or will it not? No, we're thinking of, I don't have all the time in the world, right? Our time on earth, our time to do stuff is limited by our lives. So we must make the best use of our time, that kind of thing. Well, I'd really like to learn how to do this or to travel or work in that country, but maybe I'll do that in a few years. And if you keep pushing it down the road like that, pushing it into the future, you might find eventually that you have run out of time. So it is always good to think of that as well.
Yes, and then our next angle was caution, and it says, then there's caution. It helps us realize the truth and face reality. So we are using this word realize. Realize is a verb, is where you see something and you understand it. So you've seen the truth and now you know what you need to do next. So if you realize something, all of a sudden you know it. You figured it out, you understand it, and now you know what you need to do next.
All right, and we also have that word face. Now most of us might know this word as a noun. Your face is this part of your head with your eyes, nose, mouth. When you look at someone, you know who it is by their face, right? By the shape of their face and that kind of thing. Here, though, we're using it as a verb to face something. Well, very simply, if I turn like this and Sam turns like that and I can see her full face, I am facing her, right? I am not talking to her from the side. She is not behind me. But we can also face things that are not real things that we can see. If you face your problems, you are dealing with your problems in an open and honest way. You're not trying to avoid it. You're not trying to get around it or just ignore it. We often say if you have a problem in life, you should face that problem and don't just wish and hope that tomorrow it will go away by magic. You have to deal with life as it comes to you honestly, accept the good, accept the bad, and then try to make the best of the situation. Don't lie, don't hide, don't pretend it's not real. Face it. All right, let's take a break and then we'll be back.
Last,
courage teaches us that victory is possible. We just need to throw caution to the wind. These will help us make great decisions. All right, we are back and we are busy making good decisions, or we're busy learning how to make good decisions. We've looked at these decisions from 4 of our 5 different angles, so let's get to that final one. Last, we read, courage teaches us that victory is possible. So basically, courage, be brave, be bold, go for it, who dares wins, and victory is possible. You can do it.
Yes, and so victory, this noun just means that you have succeeded, you have won. Whatever you were trying to do, you accomplished, and now you have a victory. Most of the time, I feel we use this when we are talking about maybe sports games or an actual match where you have a score and you say whoever won, they got the victory, they got the championships. But it does just mean to win, to be victorious, to be on top, to be the winner of whatever it might be.
And to just be successful.
Yes, and so if we continue on with our article, we will see more about courage. It says, we just need to throw caution to the wind. These will help us make great decisions. These being these few different angles that we just talked about. And throwing caution to the wind is an idiom that we talk about as well.
Absolutely. Throwing caution to the wind means don't worry about failing or being unsuccessful. Don't worry about, that little voice in your head saying, I don't know, this might not be a good idea. Go for it. Just do it. If you're going to make it, you can't think about it, worry about it, let your fears hold you back. Take caution and throw it out the window or throw it to the wind. Ignore caution, ignore your little fears. Be bold, be brave, and you will make it.
Yes, and so it's a little funny to have this courage after we just had caution and then to say, never mind about caution. But I think what the article is trying to tell us is that after we have gone through all these things and we are sure that we will be cautious and that this won't hurt us, then be strong in your decision. You've gone through it all, you know what you're gonna do, then do it 100%. Don't just kind of say, I made the decision, but I'm still not sure, so I'm gonna kind of be quiet about it. No, if you make the decision, have the courage to go for it and see it all the way through.
There you go. We hope all of your decisions lead you to success, victory, and happiness. But it is good to always take some time, especially with the big decisions. And hopefully, this list, looking at these decisions from different angles, will help all of you guys realize your full potential, live your lives to the fullest, and be the best that you can be. We believe in you. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you back here very soon. Until then, courage, be bold, be brave. We'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye. Our enemies think they know how we'll behave. We can use that and do the opposite. Our gut usually knows the answer in an instant. We must listen to it more. As for death, it reminds us that we won't live forever, so we must make the best use of our time. Then there's caution. It helps us realize the truth and face reality. Last, courage teaches us that victory is possible. We just need to throw caution to the wind. These will help us make great decisions.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 instant 名词，片刻、刹那。In an instant 指的是立即、马上。The noise outside caught his attention for an instant. 外面的噪音瞬间引起了他的注意力。下一个单字 realize 动词理解、意识到。Anna finally realized the true meaning of friendship. Anna 终于了解了友情的真正含义。下一个单字 face face 动词面对 Don't be afraid to face your fears 不要害怕面对你的恐惧。最后一个单字 victory名词胜利 The team celebrated their victory with cheers 球队欢呼庆祝他们的胜利。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 as for 加名词至于，这个词组常置于句首，带出与前文有关的话题。我们来看看这个例句 As for the party, we'll have it at the beach 至于派对，我们将在海滩举行。下一个文法 make the best use of something 充分利用某物。make use of 表示利用，不可数名词 use 前面也可以用 great、clever 等字来修饰。我们来看看这个例句 We should make the best use of our time during the summer break 我们应该在暑假期间充分利用我们的时间。最后一个文法 Throw caution to the wind 放手一搏，不顾一切。直接的翻译是将谨慎抛至风中，意思就是不顾风险采取行动。我们来看看这个例句 Kevin threw caution to the wind and quit his job to start his own business. Kevin 不顾一切辞去工作，开始创业。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，回去记得复习哦。我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hey, 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 it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
Today, do you know what we're going to do?
No, what are we going to do?
We're going to work on some pronunciation, okay?
Oh.
And we're going to focus on...
CH, TH, and SH sounds.
So let's check it out.
Let's go. Let's work on today's pronunciations. Our first sentence is...
What a charming village.
What a charming village.
What a charming village.
What a charming village. Very good. What about this?
I got a terrible stomachache.
I got a terrible stomachache.
I got a terrible stomachache.
I got a terrible stomachache. Okay, and our last one.
This washing machine is so heavy. This washing machine is so heavy.
This washing machine is so heavy.
It's so heavy. That's right. What did we learn today? Today, we are going to be paying attention to CH. And depending on the word, the sound can be very different. So our first sentence is, what a charming village. So just like the word chair, we will see a CH making a ch sound, kind of like a choo-choo train. You'll notice that your mouth is pursed and some air will come out of your two front teeth. Ch. Then we have our second sentence. I got a terrible stomach ache. In this sentence, we actually see two examples of a CH sound, stomach and ache. It's very different from the first one. The first one is a ch sound, whereas this one is a k sound, like a CK sound. So kind of like a car mechanic. Okay, so this is stomach ache. Our last sentence is, this washing machine is so heavy. For machine, we see that the CH is very different because instead of a k sound, it is a sh sound, just like when you're at the library. Shh. So just like the word chef, C-H-E-F, this is machine. That's all we have for today. Kiwi later.